Ciao, hi, hey guys, I'm just checking I'm live on Facebook. Just waiting for Facebook to load. Ciao, hi, hey guys, hi again on YouTube. Just waiting for Facebook to load there. I didn't get around to finishing this last night, so I thought I'd get around to finishing part 4 of, I guess, my dreams to look into how to make Italian football world class again and win so many trophies and that kind of thing. Just like it did in the good old days, I guess you could say. So yeah, this is part 4, and due to my parents, I guess, I did. Part of me wanted to finish this on Wednesday, yesterday, because I think like world class Wednesdays. But then again, I think it's quite fitting because I think 21 again. So looking back in the past and how to make a town for world class again. But because I think of like 21 as like 21 again, the number 21. I think of like 22 as like looking into the future, or the present and the future, shall we say. So I thought it's kind of fitting. Sometimes I joke like and say I'm dyslexic, so I need extra time. But given that dyslexics need extra time in exams sometimes or whatever, but actually we'll get extra time in exams. But I know I've gone a bit off track as usual. But yeah, so I thought I would do this today, and it's like the 22nd. So looking into the future, how Italian football can become world class. But normally I think of like what I hope to achieve in the future. So as usual, these are pointers number 31 to 40, and what I hope to achieve in the future. I just realised that I'm wearing a Portugal cap, but I hope maybe on that note that Italian football can like practice against other Mediterranean teams and hopefully improve each other. So hopefully all the Mediterranean teams, but especially Italian ones, will improve. At the moment, the state of Italian football is not that great, but I hope it will improve again, as I say. Here goes. So number 31, I dream most importantly that Italian teams will become the most successful. Part of me thinks I should leave that till the end of the video, but I think of like 13 backwards, 31. So hopefully turning negative situations into positive. I normally think of that in point of 28 as well. The number 28 reminds me of turning negatives into positives as well. But yeah, I hope that it will improve to become the most successful at club and country level, which I talked about before. At the moment, I checked Bologna versus Celtic, and Celtic were winning 1-0. Normally, I want Celtic to win, but I guess I was thinking like Celtic, when it comes to domestic games, I want them to win as many trophies as possible, most importantly. But when it comes to Europe, I don't normally care whether they win or not. And in fact, if anything, I think it's a distraction from the domestic games. So part of me wants them to go out early so they can win domestic games, because they're more likely to win trophies. Like if they get all the way to the final, or they go far even, and they can get injuries or things like that, which means they won't. In the future, they probably won't look back and say, "Oh, we got really far, but then we got injuries." Like just like our rivals got to the final once of the European competition, the rankers I call them. But then they lost, so they had nothing to show for it. But they probably got players tired, and then it helped Celtic to do better domestically, perhaps. Arguably, we might have won anyway, but yeah. So I was thinking of the one game where I don't actually want Celtic to win; they're actually winning. But I hope Celtic, most importantly, I'd rather lose today, actually, because I want the Italian team to win anyway. But I hope that Celtic win on Sunday against Hearts, as I rather cheekily call them Hearts, because it rhymes. I know, very immature. But anyway, moving on, number 32, I dream that Italian football will learn from, I guess, as per usual, I thought I'd talk about what I hope to achieve in the future, looking back. I know I covered it in parts, surgery in parts 1, 2, and 3. And as I said in point number 2, like learning from all other possible teams, like for instance, learning from Barcelona and their academy, La Masia, if I pronounced it right. So producing good young players. And look at where teams have gone wrong, what they've done wrong, and what they've done right. So avoiding mistakes and potential pitfalls and mistakes and that kind of thing, weaknesses, and looking at how to build a stronger winning team and that kind of thing. So yeah, learning as much as they can. I talked about like how I'd love for them to learn from other club and national teams, and also from other sports teams and the world of business and the world itself and life itself and that kind of thing. Learn from the universe, if you like. To improve as much as possible, and hopefully, most importantly, win trophies at club and country level. So developing that winning mentality, like not just performing well and then getting to finals and then losing them, but actually seeing how to win it. And sometimes even when you have to play ugly or not play as well, but basically, you still manage to see through victories, through having to struggle for it. Although I'm a bit allergic to hard work, but hopefully enjoying it. And it's not like that's what I call smart work, when you enjoy it, that kind of thing. But basically, I would say Italian teams to learn as much as possible from like former Italian teams themselves and from other countries and their club and country teams and other sports and business and life itself and that kind of thing. Number 33, providing free footballs for schools and parks and things like that. Number 34, working together with countries like Qatar, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, China, India, America, Argentina, Brazil, and whatnot. So basically, including through diplomacy, to be invited to those countries, to especially youth teams like junior teams, academies, park teams, school teams, and whatnot, being invited to Qatar, Dubai, the UAE, and other places to play football. And also, I'd love to encourage those companies those countries and companies as well, generally, to as many investors and sponsors as possible, to be encouraged to compete to sponsor Italian teams the most. Like maybe even there could be design competitions for who designs the best stadiums, pitches, stadiums, and especially academies in particular for youth development. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like there was talk about the San Siro in Milan being demolished, but I thought it'd be cool if that could be kept as a youth academy and a new modern stadium be built as well. I think it would be probably one of the best youth academies in the world. But I'd love for Italians to play and practice their football as much as possible. Number 35, I'd love for the Italian society to prioritise like helping Italian football to get back to being world class, like practicing together. I mean, that's a difficult one because I know they're rivals sometimes when they play each other. So putting their rivalries aside, I think they can still compete with each other in the league or whatever, but I'd love for former and current Italian players as well as coaches, managers, and those involved in football and the wider society to come together to fund football and train and practice and learn together and that kind of thing. Number 36, so all those involved in Italian football and the wider society to come together for the good of Italian football. Number 37, to practice with Celtic and learn from each other, and especially at youth level, to develop for the future. And maybe more Italian players can play for Celtic. Maybe they can trade together more and like learn from each other more and network together more. And then for Italian football and Celtic to have a partnership. Number 38, I hope to bring the passion back into Italian football. I know sometimes I get nervous when I make these videos, so I do struggle to put that passion into my voice. And I have, as someone told me, I have no inclination in my voice or whatever, but I do try and show that passion. But I often think before I make these videos, like I'm going to be very confident this time and talk more clearly and all that, but I do struggle to do so. So please forgive me for that one. Number 39. So yeah, hopefully, most importantly, in the future, Italians will play and practice football as much as possible and get the funding to help Italian football to become the most successful. And number 40, most importantly, winning the most trophies at club and country level, just like I said in point number 31. And hope I didn't forget anything. I think that covers everything for now. So yeah, learning, developing, growing, building those academies and doing whatever they can do to improve Italian football. I looking at all possible legal sources of funding and that kind of thing, investment, sponsorship, and that kind of thing. And maybe I talked about working with FIFA and UEFA too, and that could include like talking to them about what are the rules and what are the laws and how can Italian teams, I want similar for Celtic, how can they ensure they don't fall foul of any of those rules and local laws? And as ever, I'd love to know what you think, and I'll be on Josh, and I'm out. Peace and love.